Today we are going to have a short quiz on big data analytics, and basically this quiz will be covering the unit 1 of business intelligence and big data analytics. Okay, so the first unit we will try to cover over here, and so the first question is like this: blank space node acts as a slave and is responsible for executing the task assigned by it by the job tracker. Okay, so the options are MapReduce, Mapper, Task Tracker, and Job Tracker. Okay, and your time will start now. So the correct answer is task tracker. Okay. So a task tracker node acts as a slave and is responsible for executing the task assigned by the job tracker. So basically it is we know that task tracker will always work as a slave node and the job tracker will be as a master node. Okay, now the question 2, point out the correct statement. Out of these four statement, which statement is correct one? So the first one is MapReduce tries to place the data and compute as close as possible. Second, map task in MapReduce is performed using the mapter function. C, reduce task in the MapReduce is performed using the map function, and the last one is all of the mentioned. So your time starts now. Just try to answer these questions. So which one is the correct statement out of these three statements? Okay, and the answer is the first statement, that is MapReduce tries to place the data and then compute as close as possible. Okay, now moving to third question. MapTask, part of blank space, is responsible for processing one or more chunks of data and producing the output results. So the first one is MapReduce, second option is Mapper, third is task execution, and the fourth one is all of the mentioned. So your time starts now. So please try to make the meaningful statement. So the time up. So the correct answer is MapReduce. Okay. So map task is a part of MapReduce which tries to uh, do the things like it is processing the chunks of data and then producing the output results. Next is point out the wrong statement from the following. Okay, the first one is a MapReduce job usually splits the input data set into independent chunks which are processed by the map task in a completely parallel manner. Second is the MapReduce framework operates exclusively on the key value pairs. Third one is applications typically implement the mapper and reducer interfaces to provide the map and reduce methods. And the last one is none of the above. So your time starts now. Take care that you need to pick up the wrong statement from the given three statements. So read the problem statement carefully. So time up. The answer is D, none of the mentioned. That means all these statements A, B, C all these statements are correctly written. There is no statement over here which is wrong statement. Okay. So the next is blank space function is responsible for consolidating the results produced by each of the map functions or the tasks. The options are reduce, map, reducer, and all of the above mentioned. Okay, and the answer is reduce function is responsible for consolidating. So as you can see from the question statement itself, consolidation and reduction, so they are uttered in a kind of similar situations. Okay, so reduce function is responsible for consolidation of the task. Moving further, although the Hadoop framework is implemented in Java, MapReduce applications need not be written in blank space. The options are Java, C, C Sharp, and none of the mentioned. Your time starts now. Okay, and the correct answer is Java. Okay, so although the Hadoop framework is written in Java, but you can use other object oriented programming languages to write the application of MapReduce. Then blank space is the utility which allows users to create and run jobs with any executables as mapper and or reducer. The options are Hadoop Strat Data, Hadoop Streaming, Hadoop Stream, and none of the mention. Your time starts now. So what is asked? It is asked to create and run the jobs in any executables. Okay, and the correct answer is Hadoop Streaming. Next is blank space maps input key value pairs to the set of intermediate key value pairs. Okay, mapper, reducer, both mapper and reducer, none of the mention. So the answer is very easy question. Mapper maps to input key value pairs to the set of intermediate key value pairs. Okay. Next is the number of maps is usually driven by total size of blank space. Inputs, outputs, task, and none of the mention. Now you have to think it logically that the number of maps usually, because mapping phase comes after which phase, or what is provided, then and only then the mapper will work, and the correct answer is inputs. Okay, why? Because until and unless you provide the inputs, there will be no function of mapping, and that is why the total number of maps is usually dependent on the size of the input files. Next is blank space is the default partitioner to the partitioning key space. Hash var, then partitioner, hash partitioner, and the none of the mention. Okay, so here we know that the input data is divided into number of chunks, and it is the hash partitioner which is responsible for this partitioning of the key space. Next, running a blank space program involves running mapping task on many or all of the nodes in our cluster. Map reduce, map, reducer, and all of the above. Running a program involves running mapping task on many or all of the nodes, and the correct answer is map reduce. Okay, so it will be starting of your uh, complete task of map reduction. Okay, so thanks a lot. So this is a short quiz that we try to understand, and likewise these type of quizzes will be more to come in near future, and hope